If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You are listening to DC On Screen.
Welcome into DC On Screen. I'm David C. Robertson. This is Jason Goss.
Hello.
What up, what up? How you is, man?
Packing.
I hear you. You're going on a trip.
Mm-hmm. One of them land-faring trips. Or seafaring trips, sorry.
Oh.
We're going land-faring to get to the seafaring.
I was confused for just a second because I was like, I thought it was on the sea. Never mind.
It is.
I guess I just, okay. I'm like, I guess you could technically cruise on land.
Yeah. We're just avoiding airfaring because I'm scared enough anyway.
Mm-hmm. I hear that.
And I have not liked the little viral clips in the last few months. Does not help a phobia.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we should probably get to the news.
Yeah, roll into
because we're both pretty busy at the moment. But all right. So that big Superman lawsuit that's happening. If you don't, it's Mark Perry, who is the late Superman co-creator Jerry Schuster's nephew, claims this new movie is in violation of copyright laws, and he's aiming to block Superman from being released in Canada, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Australia. Mm-hmm. And Perry, who is the executor of the estate, is seeking damages and injunctive relief for defendants' ongoing infringement in the countries listed in the lawsuit. Now, according to Variety, the parties are arguing that the issue has already been exhaustively litigated, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And they point to numerous instances of the courts rebuffing Perry in the past, which is also true.
Mm-hmm.
Records show that Perry's mother, quote, signed away all rights to the Superman character following Schuster's passing. As far as I can tell, is true. WB attorney Daniel Petroselli says Perry's complaints fails on every ground. There are no carve-outs in the controlling 1992 agreement for any foreign copyrights, much less for the copyrights in the 10 countries Perry now alleges in the complaint. So we don't really probably have anything to worry about.
No.
He's gonna try, though. He's gonna try.
I mean, sure. But that was not looking very promising to begin with. But like even if he had him, it was just going to be a quick payoff and move on. But that was never going to impede a red carpet situation. Do they still pull out red carpets for premieres?
I don't know. Probably.
Did they ever? Sounds right.
They probably did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
While giving an interview to comicbookmovie.com promoting McVeigh, Anthony Carrigan, who is playing Metamorpho in Superman, said of Superman, honestly, the only thing I can say is just what a joy it was to work on a project like that. I'm so excited to obviously bring something like McVeigh to audiences, but also something that inspires such hope and is really about something very uplifting. So that's nice.
Yeah. I'm deeply excited to see that dude.
I always am.
I feel like that's going to be one of my complaints leaving the theater is, man, I wish there was more time for that guy.
Yeah.
There's only going to be, 2 and some change, I think, hours.
Hey, that's funny you mentioned that because, and take this with a huge grain of salt, Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder notes in his newsletter that the film has a runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes, making it 140 minutes long. By comparison, Man of Steel was 143 minutes, Superman Returns was 154 minutes, Superman the movie was 127 minutes, and that's all the Superman movies I felt like looking up. Now,
that should cover it. Yeah.
Why should we take it with a grain of salt? Well, this reported runtime for Superman is not official.
Sure.
The number could change before its premiere in July, but also because it's from Jeff Snyder, who frequently makes shit up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it.
So, speaking of which.
Perfectly plausible number, but.
Yeah, sure. In his newsletter, I say, this is the kind of shit. This the kind of shit, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In his newsletter.
Got under Dave's skin. All right. What you got?
Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder notes that there are some major casting surprises in store for Superman. He speculates. He doesn't have any, he just keeps hearing things. He speculates that a prominent A-lister might be portraying Jor-El in the film.
Mm-hmm.
He says, could DC have plans for Tom Cruise? It's possible, though I can only imagine him as Batman or as Superman's biological father, Jor-El. There are said to be some major casting surprises in Gunn's Superman, and I imagine Jor-El is one of them, so stay tuned on that front. And then he said, I thought it might be Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy star Chris Pratt, and who knows, it still might be, but a source suggested that Gunn wouldn't do that to Marvel's Kevin Feige, seeing as how we likely haven't seen the last of Star-Lord in the MCU. Motherfucker, nobody gives a shit over at Marvel if Chris Pratt plays Jor-El, first of all. Second of all, if like Jor-El pops up in a scene after there's been an attack on the Fortress of Solitude, and it's fucking Chris Pratt, the whole audience is gonna laugh. Fuck that. That's not happening. Yeah. Kevin Feige doesn't give a shit. Marvel doesn't give a shit. That would be a
humor beat if it. There's no way.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
Tom Cruise is just, forgive me, but too small.
Maybe, but he's also just like it's also one of those castings that it would completely take you out of the movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like even 12, 13 years ago, we barely got away with Russell Crowe in a way. But Russell 12, 13 years ago, he actually was a serious pull when you saw his name per se. So.
Right. When you see him, that's like oh shit. Like they're going for it.
Yeah.
Like they're going for some class here.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what you're looking at when you see.
He brought gravitas.
And I like Chris Pratt all right. Like I enjoy his shit. I don't know. I see his movies. I think he's
very
funny.
skilled man. I got nothing against him.
I got some against him, but he's all right. He's fine. That's
Won't go that far.
Oh,
thought you were gonna stand him just out of Parks and Rec love alone.
I mean, look, as a man of faith myself, I understand it's difficult to find yourself a church that doesn't in some way hurt the gay community.
I see.
It's a tough road to hoe.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Chris, stop giving them fuckers money.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, it's easy to forget because he's a likable dude.
He is.
I don't even know for sure if he's still doing that. It was confirmed at one point that he was tithing to the church and they were giving to something, But that's always the way. Is like you try to throw some money at something good, and then there's always like, oh wait, you didn't pull back that layer.
Yeah. What do you mean you give 10% of the money to a sewer rat? Why?
Yeah, I mean,
you just never know what they're doing.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. All right. So look. Jeff Snyder, man, I don't ever know if he's right or if he's he's a scooper, fucking grifter of the highest order. Maybe not the highest, but but 1 week
it's pretty standard order at this point for that kind of grifting.
Yeah, I mean, this is 1 week the test screening. Oh, the test screenings are bad.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so bad. Oh, it's a terrible mess. Next week, test screenings are showing up good. Corn Sweat's liked. Oh, yeah, it's genuinely funny. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, whatever. We don't know, but hey, whatever. All right. So
I mean, you'll get those. Might be all honest results if you just throw it in front of 10 people and see what 10 people think.
I mean, this is a guy that's had a meltdown over an actor publicly dismissing a rumor he made up about them. Like, fuck you, dude.
That is a weird time to stand on a hill.
It is. I know what you're all thinking. Dave, don't make enemies.
Why?
But I say, it is well with my soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeff Snyder and Grace Randolph and all these others can go fuck each other with serrated dildos.
Yeah.
All these scoopers just fall in like the sad, wet tabloid slop sphincters they are.
Yeah. Very graphic, but I don't disagree with any particular point.
James Gunn gave some shout outs and behind the scenes pictures on the 10th of March.
Mm-hmm.
He says, happy anniversary to The Engineer, created by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch, who you can see played to sinister perfection by puppy in human form. Maria Gabriela de Feria in Superman this July. He had a picture of her as the engineer laying on the grass at a football field.
Mm-hmm.
It's a silly picture. He also posted happy birthday to my great friend and great actor, Eddie Gathegi, who you can see in all his technological glory in Superman in July. And that's a picture of Mr. Terrific standing next to Lois Lane in the desert. And James Gunn. We'll have all this on DCOnScreen.com, all these pictures and stuff. And then transitioning from Superman over to Supergirl, he also posted On the anniversary of Lobo, I can't help but think of a text I received from Jason Momoa on the morning it was announced Peter and I were the heads of DC Studios, the day Jason and I first discussed him joining the DCU as Lobo. I've loved watching Jason bring him to life and can't wait to share that with all of you. And it was a picture, it was a screenshot of the text where Jason Momoa just yelled, "Fucking Lobo!" And James Gunn said, "Dude, I've said you should be Lobo for years, no lie."
Yeah.
I love that that's like Momoa's like version of asking James Gunn to let him play a role. He's just like, "Fucking Lobo." Just got like a very like Patrick Warburton feel to it.
It reminds me of like kind of an elementary school instinct when you ask like, who wants to do, like, to the crowd, and like the kid who sticks his arm up real fast and just doesn't even say like maybe me, just so like, ah! It's like a visceral grunt more than it is an articulation.
Yeah. In an interview with Screen Rant, Jason Momoa said, "Well, Lobo's the role I've always wanted to play. That's the comic I loved, so I'm really nervous about it. It's kind of a no-brainer to play the character. It's pretty big. I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, we look pretty dead on, exactly like the character. And he's pretty rough and gruff, and I'll say the bike's really cool."
All right.
I mean, he already looks like the character.
Yeah, it's not much of a stretch.
No. In an interview with Comic Book,
his hair and makeup sessions must be like pretty damn chill, man.
I mean, maybe, but then they've got to paint him all white, you know.
I just mean in general, he doesn't. Well, I guess there's a lot of tattoos for somebody like Aquaman. He just tends to be in roles where he looks like him.
So yeah, in an interview with Comic Book to promote a Minecraft movie, Jason Momoa shared 2 of the famous Lobo curse words he's been practicing the most. You can probably guess them. We've been saying fragging and bastage quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
That's good.
Over to Lanterns. Jason Ritter, apparently, according to Variety, is joining Lanterns.
Cool. I haven't seen him in a while.
He's apparently going to be playing Garrett Dillahunt's William Macon's son, Billy Macon. He is described as a good-looking charmer who does his father's bidding, capitalizing on his family's reputation. He clings to his small-town ego and has everything to lose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am a little disappointed by this casting, and I'll say that it's not his fault. It's because every time I see him or hear him talk, all I see is his dad, and it's incredibly distracting.
He does a little bit, but I think he looks different enough. But I don't think I've seen him in like a decade now. I feel he was in that run in Arrow, and I feel like that was the last time I've run across the dude.
I don't remember him in Arrow. I may have blocked that portion of the show of my brain out. But look, every time I see the guy, I just go like, oh, he's like John.
Just hurts your heart again.
And I grew up with John, so
he was around, but he wasn't one of the ones I watched. So,
oh man, dude, I mean, I watched the Problem Child movie so much when I was a kid. I watched Three's Company like on rotation when I was a kid. Like
Threes was never quite in my rotation, so it was always adjacent to it. I just never kind of ran into it very often.
Three's Company was one of those where it's like not really
it's like
my
an hour
kind
where I
of
wasn't
thing.
there for Nick at Night for that. So.
Yeah, like Three's Company was never really quite my thing. It had some funny bits, but it was very like cyclical. Like you knew exactly what they were going to be doing.
Yeah.
That
was the era, though, right?
In some ways, yeah. But what really made it? I mean, you say that, but then that era also gives us things like MASH, which completely broke all the sitcom rules and completely like revolutionized television in a lot of ways.
It did, but for there to be a MASH, somebody has to be following the rules.
I know.
Poor
But,
bastards.
also for Three's Company, look, John Ritter was a brilliant physical comedian.
Yeah.
And he could do drama as well. Like he really could. He could do it all. But the reason I watched Three's Company was the Ropers and then Mr. Furley, played by Don Knotts.
Yeah.
Like the landlords were the reason to watch.
Them showing up at the door.
Yeah, I mean, just like Mr. Roper saying some shit about his wife and then like looking directly at the camera and smiling. Like, the fuck is that, dude? Like, that's hilarious. Like, he's so proud of himself. And then, of course, Don Knotts just overhearing all the wrong things and shaking violently and staring at the camera with wide eyes because he thinks Chrissy's in the bathroom unrolling Jack's dick. Of course, she's unrolling. They're unrolling a shower curtain or some stupid shit.
Nice.
It's like, no, you gotta unroll it. What? That's such a dumb joke.
I watched so little. I think the only memories I have of them may be kind of like fabricated from stories. I think I remember them like the looking at the camera bit, and then I have a vague memory of John Ritter standing in the middle of a hall room or like a living room and not knowing what to do with his body because too many things are happening at once.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But that was probably like 10% of every episode.
All right, over to the Batman Part 2. Robert Pattinson was asked if they're going to be shooting soon. He says, "I fucking hope so." and then he laughed. He says, "I started out as a young Batman, and I'm going to be fucking old Batman by the sequel."
Yeah.
You know what else is old, Patty? This joke.
Yeah.
He's already said it a few times.
Yeah.
I can fix it. Fire Robert Pattinson. Hire Ethan Peck. Stick the musky Cobain hair on him. Call it a day.
Nice.
I'm already tired of Robert Pattinson's bitching.
Why?
Like, because he keeps saying the same shit over and over again and complaining, and I'm like, dude. And then you'll be mad if the script isn't great.
Well, maybe, but at least it'll be moving by then. I don't know. I'm with him. This thing should have gone. He should have been at work already.
I just, I'm pretty consistent. I feel like, I try to be fair at least. When Katherine Heigl showed on the writers in Grey's Anatomy, I wanted them to kill her off.
Yeah.
With Robert Pattinson, I'm like, stop being so shitty and impatient. It's not like echoing the sentiment of angry fans who doesn't understand, that you can't always get exactly what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
Doesn't help anything.
There's a space I have sympathy for kind of in between where like, yeah, a lot of stuff's happened and legit delays were necessary, but it's also been like 5 years. Like maybe rush it a little bit.
But me personally, I'm still in the camp of like Penguin was your Batman too.
I know. But, to that other point, that's something I think I've said before here is like, I understand all the delays, but at some point you've got to get that fucking movie on the screen or it won't matter. I even get that Penguin was there for it, but you've still got to actually get the movie on the screen.
Yeah. As much as I love Penguin, I think it may have been a mistake.
As far as the splitting the format over there for a second?
Yeah. I mean, I just think like, it has created a narrative where even people like you who know exactly what the fuck happened. We've talked about it on the show ad nauseum. Like Penguin was Batman 2. And then they said, no, we want to make it a show.
Well, I know, and
so even people like us are going, oh, well, they just need to get it up or it won't matter. It'll fucking matter.
No, it won't. Well, I mean, the problem is like, if you wait long enough, the audience just will move on without you. Like they'll go see it, but they won't go see it like they would have. You will lose the momentum. And yeah, you're right. I think that is the mistake though, is like, it was great to make it a show. And for the integrity of that show, I think it made a fucking great one. But I do feel like there should have been something in the plays. It seems like that all went to that maybe or something. I don't know. A lot of delays happened for a lot of reasons, but what didn't happen is in place of that timeline, another movie make it to screen in time, in any real kind of time.
I don't know, man. I feel bad for Matt Reeves. You're developing a thing. You've got a script written out or at least an outline. And then they're like, nope, you got to make it into a show. And okay, well, now what am I going to do? And then in the middle of the show, you realize, oh, holy shit, Sophia Falcone is going to be like a fucking beast. And there's no way she's not going to be popular as hell. And she was. Penguin was crazy. And I think Penguin will like satiate the appetite and, make people keep that momentum going at the very least, I'll say.
It did to some extent.
I mean, especially when you consider like, Dark Knight Rises and how everyone was just like amped after like whatever it was, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You can absolutely hold off for a little while. And if the product was good enough in the first place, there will absolutely be people coming back and, jacking their chains to it. But at the same time, I kind of feel like what's hurting Batman 2 more is them not making it part of DCU.
Well, I see him as the same kind of problem. Like it's lingered so long that now you're running into problems. Like if there was another movie there, so like with Penguin there, it might have sat there in the background, but right now what you accidentally did also was make us all think about it again.
Yeah.
So now that we're thinking about it, we're like, you know what? It's been half a decade. I need that movie. And then on the other hand, yeah, like now you've let it hang out so long that we're all thinking about this new universe. You could have snuck it in right before the deadline there and not had to worry about it, but it's just bordering into new questions. I feel bad because on the one hand, I feel bad for him. I understand how it's happened, but I feel like I'm also just watching the shot clock run out. It's just technical information for me.
Here's the weird thing for me. And I understand that I'm the weirdo. I don't give a fuck. Like if they never make a Batman Part 2, I'm all right.
I actually am
don't care.
fine as far as that goes. I could be told that it was all over after that in Penguin and be kind of okay.
Yeah. We see that bat signal at the end of Penguin, and like, oh, okay, yeah. This is a dance that'll go on for a while.
Yeah.
Like this is just as this is Angel going, I kind of want to slay the dragon, cut to black.
Yeah.
Like these are the lives of these icons. This is what will happen. And at the very least, we've seen something captivating.
I would live with that. And God knows we've lived with worse.
Oh, we sure have. Like, Batman standing on top of the fucking Dark Knight Returns bat tank. And guess what? It's a cul-de-sac, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I don't want to, if you're new to the show, I am not pro Snyder cult with the constant haranguing and bitching and moaning and whatnot.
Yeah.
But man, I would love to see Justice League 2 and 3.
No, of course.
Man, I would love to see that story finished. I'm not mad at James Gunn. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, risk the slice of my biscuit.
Yeah.
Like continuing a thing that had already proven to not be quite as successful as you wanted it to be.
Like
Something
if you
that
actually had to choose between which one, I'd start the new universe now.
I would try my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not. It's fine. But man, I'd love to see the rest of that.
Of course.
That's all I'm saying.
But it does feel like there's a lot of people who, I don't know, it feels like loving both kids maybe in a way.
Yeah.
I separate them.
Well,
pretty completely. They're not borrowing the same oxygen for those two to live in my head.
Yeah. I want all the things.
Yeah.
But I'm also okay if I don't get them.
Yeah.
HBO executive God. HBO executive Sarah Aubrey was talking about Penguin season 2 to the Hollywood Reporter. Said, "Look, we're using the model that Casey and Francesca Orsi have deployed many times over many successful limited series. If there is more story to tell, and there may be in that world, but you don't want to follow up something excellent with something less excellent. And it took a very long time to get this show made, and we had many different iterations. So I'm just like, can I please just enjoy this for a second? But as we say, we never shut the door. So we don't know if there's going to be a Penguin season 2. There are talks about it, but they don't want to rush it. And I feel the same way about Batman Part 2. If they make it, and you know what? If Pattinson is old, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Cool.
There's no reason you can't let time pass in the movie.
In the universe.
Yeah. Also, yeah. I really feel for her. Can you please shut the fuck up and let me enjoy?
Yeah. Yeah. Deadline is reporting Colin Farrell is taking the role of Sergeant Rock. Now, it's Deadline, so it's got a little gravitas behind it, but at the same time, it might be really old and really defunct. We haven't heard yet from any official sources.
Yeah, Deadline, we mostly trust, but every once in a while, it will get you.
No, look, a lot of people are saying, no, man, you can't play Penguin. Why? Penguin doesn't look like Colin Farrell.
No.
At no point does he. And also, this is multiverse, so like he's not even in the same universe. Sergeant Rock would be DCU. Penguin would be an Elseworld. Yeah, that would... They don't even look the same.
That would be one where if it distracts you, it's just you reaching for it to be a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
I think on that one. I have to, or I had to, constantly remind myself during the course of watching that show that it was him.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Now, why don't we just go ahead and go to a break real quick? And then we'll finish up with some WBT. Yeah. Get ready.
Yeah.
Be right back.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we are back, and you know what time it is?
What it is?
It's time for WBT.
Did you get a real prop for that one?
I did. I just wanted to drink some water, and I was like, "Oh, save it."
I have an opportunity for this coming up.
A report in Puck has detailed the tumultuous tenure of WB heads Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi, who have apparently overseen multiple projects that went over budget. The report from Puck states that Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav is, quote, leaning toward replacing them with Peter Safran taking over the gig. Now, Robert Gibbs, Zaslav's spokesperson, told Buck, there is no truth to that rumor.
Okay.
Womp womp.
All right.
Okay. And yet, people are like, believing that shit, man. People are all over it. Oh my God. How are they going to do it? They're going to ruin DC Studios. They're cutting up the team.
Yeah, that's my immediate thought is, no, you're busy.
Mm-hmm.
You keep that resume under the, in that locked office drawer for a couple of desks, buddy. Or a couple of years at least, buddy.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
when I think of it, and I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm 100% sure I am absolutely incorrect.
Love where this is starting.
However,
All right.
probably because of how much you hear from Gunn, when I think of them doing work, I think of Gunn furiously working at a typewriter while Peter Safran sleeps on a couch behind him.
Mm.
It's the Family Guy Goodwill Hunting bit.
That's exactly it, yeah.
With Matt Damon doing all the work and Ben Affleck asleep on the couch behind him, stoned.
Yeah. It makes some sense.
I just don't think it's true.
I believe it's not.
He is actually.
Yeah.
I think he's doing unsexy stuff.
It probably is. I think it's why a lot of us, well, one, the actual assignment of the word producer means almost nothing sometimes. And two, it's a bunch of stuff that we don't see. So it's really hard to know just what the hell that dude's up to on a daily basis.
Also, all the things we see. Like, he's the one handling money and making sure locations are got and doing all this other shit that we don't know.
Yeah. Threatening unions, jobs, just jobs that have to be done.
Yeah. It's almost, it reminds me of David Cross from that episode of News Radio where he's like yelling at Bob Odenkirk, my job makes your job happen.
Yeah.
All right. So, Alan Ritchson, God bless him.
Mm-hmm.
To promote Reacher Season 3, he did that autocomplete interview for Wired where, you rip off the thing, the most searched queries on Google.
Mm-hmm.
And talks about him. One of the cards contained the question, is Alan Ritchson playing Batman?
Yeah.
And he laughed, and he was a good sport about it. He was like, what's amazing to me about this rumor of the Batman desire in the zeitgeist is the fact that James Gunn has personally announced publicly on his Twitter, LOL, he is not playing Batman. And this thing will not die. I get asked every day if I'm playing Batman. Would I play Batman? Yes. You wouldn't even have to pay me to be Batman.
See, that's the energy I feel like I want someone to bring to it. But yeah. I get it.
He said, dude, he even said Gotham is mine in like a Batman voice. And I was sold.
Yeah.
I was sold.
I'm going to watch this now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would be happy for him to play Batman. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
The season of Reacher isn't great.
Sure, you got to watch it if you're like Safran. Is that an official offer? Not paying you? Like,
yeah.
Because we'll talk.
Like, are you ready to save some money, DC?
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to pay you some sort of minimum just to keep within trade rules. But like, if we're talking that amount of money.
Like, motherfucker, we will pay you scale.
Yeah. Hop right in here.
Yeah.
Clearly the fans would be okay with it. I really would, even after all that. Even if you actually said, hey, we heard he was doing it for cheap and we were up for it, I'd be like, you know what? This works for me. I'll see y'all in 2 years.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. All right, so y'all remember that Batgirl movie that got canceled?
Mm-hmm.
There was some behind-the-scenes footage that got leaked. It was, footage of choreography of her fighting some dudes, and people are acting ridiculously outraged. Oh, the choreography was so fluid. Oh, she's battling combatants of varying size and getting hurled through walls. Oh, it would have been peak cinema!
It looked like neither that nor particularly shitty. It was just sort of a fight scene.
Yeah. By the way, no one championing this thing is talking about the gag where she gets thrown into a bathroom where a dude is taking a shit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And then we watch her continue to fight over the shoulder of the guy while he's fucking wiping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real masterpiece, y'all.
Yeah. I was not happy with that bit.
Look, quality-wise, it's obviously very rough. It's unfinished. It's very pixelated because it's a leak.
Yeah.
It's unfinished. There's no score. It is a few haggard steps away from set pictures. But still, based on this, I'm good. My hand to God, I think I have seen behind-the-scenes action footage of Arrow that looked better than this shit. Sorry. This one can stay encrusted in one of the darker crevices of the source wall.
Yeah. If it was based on just that, I wouldn't be able to do much. I saw it and thought, yeah, there's like scenes where she's just running at walls that would you could edit a couple of these moments out and it would be real, punchy, I guess. Forgive the wording there, but it cut out the toilet paper gag, regular fight scene. It had some kind of score on it. It was like electronic thing that seemed fine. If it was just like tension building electronic stuff, okay.
Yeah, it's like placeholder music.
Yeah, there's nothing just outrageously wrong with the scene, in my opinion. It's just kind of a regular fight scene, though. But I don't know why anyone would. I don't know why anyone would champion it or just try to lighten it up. Or it's pretty standard,
dude.
I'm surprised this is what leaked. What was the goal?
I don't know. Well, the goal is to get outraged so that it gets.
Well, in that sense, you could have released anything and gotten whatever someone's cataloged and knee-jerk response was the moment they got the footage.
But this was like a concerted effort across various outlets, because people are just the people who are alerting everyone, making us all aware, are all talking it up like it's the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare they? And that's what makes me angrier actually than anything, is because it's people who are trying to prove that quote unquote poor quality wasn't the real reason WB canned it, as if they're uncovering the tarp from a decades lost artifact, previously thought to have been lost to the sands of time. It was never that the film was poor quality, and that's not exactly what they said. It was officially that the movie was not of theatrical quality. Yeah. Looking at this, I agree. It's not of theatrical quality. It looks like CW quality.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you've got that budget, but that just means you can't put it on a giant fucking screen and expect the general audience to go, well, this is good shit, because it's not going to work. If you've got 100,000 people who are watching on CW, they're shrugging and going, this is pretty good for CW.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's probably about where I'd put it. I don't know. It did small enough sample. That was 43 seconds. Yeah. That's enough of a glimpse to see, what that production style's like. But
yeah,
there's plenty of ways you could maybe be telling a grander or a smaller story in certain ways. And you could probably get it by. But
WB never said it was poor quality and that it was a piece of shit. Yeah. They said it was not theatrical quality. Those are two different things. Yeah. This was made as a small budget streaming film. It does not mean poor quality. It means less quality than what one would expect from a theatrical film.
Yeah.
And if you'll all recall, David Zaslav said, and the numbers do meet this out, by the way, that movies fare way, way, way better on streaming if they are released theatrically first.
Yeah.
But the problem with Batgirl in that regard officially is that it would take away too much money to go back and augment it, meaning copious reshoots.
Yeah.
So they could just release it in theaters. And then people would be complaining, well, I can't believe they released this in theaters instead of on streaming. No fucking shit. So the smartly unspoken part of this, though, as I've said before, is that Batgirl was a movie set in an abandoned post-Flash universe that was a combination of Snyderverse and Burtonverse. Pat Hingle was never Jim Gordon. It was always J.K. Simmons. There was never Ben Affleck, but Michael Keaton was Batman and had a Robin.
Yeah.
It was also a universe which was, according to every rumor at the time, going to focus on Batgirl and Supergirl from The Flash instead of Superman and Batman being Cavill and Affleck. So why would they keep that part quiet? Because they didn't want the incoming production team, Gunn and Safran, blamed for not following through on a dead universe idea, which it did kind of work. People are still like, I can't believe they said it was poor quality. No, you fucking didn't listen.
That's where the real, that was where the real story was to me. It just didn't fit anymore. And it would be shooting yourself in the foot to try to make that money. But I do, the other part that you haven't talked about, it was just how angry industry people were. Because even if that's right, it still doesn't make it okay to have made that movie and not released it. It's still a lot of broken promises if you're people who might work for Warner Brothers one day.
Yes, but also it's a thing that Kevin Smith talked about in the early aughts with Prince. Sometimes you make a thing and it just doesn't come out.
It does. I don't know. The little bits I heard from people. Yeah. The Michael Keaton theory. The check washed, so I'm good. But I would love to see a survey of people or something. But it seemed like I saw snippets where people felt like this was a little bit more of a slap in the face than that normal kind of course of events where shit just doesn't happen to get on screen sometimes. This one felt more like burning it down and selling the parts than normal. But to be fair, that was in the context of Zaslav burning things down and selling things for parts. So I think there's a little bit of column A, B, C, and D as far as how this thing didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like rocket science. They literally reshot that ending for The Flash because they didn't know where they were going. Then when Gunn and Safran and everybody, oh, okay, we're not following through on the cool.
Yeah.
Let's reshoot it one more time.
You know what I hadn't thought about? That is probably why that climax scene is just basically on an open, giant, blank void. So you could go shoot 20 endings not knowing what the fuck your universe was about to be up to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No set pieces to rearrange here. We'll just blue screen everything we actually have to fix. We'll do it. Y'all do these 20 different, we basically do the thing to, that Cheers did, I guess, and shoot a few.
Mm-hmm. What's hilarious to me, though, is that, Gunn and Safran are kind of the reason that Batgirl didn't happen. Like, Zaslav killed it, but honestly, like, they killed it because their plans had nothing to do with whatever this was. This was a Walter Hamada thing, which, by the way, was a fucking stupid plan from Walter Hamada. Like, to be like, no, let's get rid of Batman and Superman, focus on Batgirl and Supergirl, but also make Michael Keaton like a Nick Fury character. Would it be cool? Some parts of it would be, but we kind of saw a lot of what Walter Hamada was working on, and it wasn't great. We all watched Black Adam.
Yeah.
We all saw the second Shazam movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine, but it wasn't like knocking my dick in the dirt or anything. It wasn't making me feel like DC is back. I was just like, well, this is a strange fucking farting out of a universe.
Yeah. If it had the momentum and the kind of scaffolding of the other movies at that time, we'd have just been like, well, that was all right, and moved on. But I moved on to the next thing. Importantly, the next thing that was happening in that momentum. But no, we didn't. By then, it was just weird little sparkles from a dying fire, dude. I don't know what to do with all that crap.
But what's funny is that people are not blaming Gunn and Safran for killing Batgirl, which they kind of did. But just by virtue of not wanting to go that route. Yeah. But they're blamed for killing Snyderverse, which they absolutely did not do.
Yeah,
that was Emmerich and Hamada.
Yeah, that died so much farther before his time. Yeah.
Oh God.
And they went through painstaking efforts to make sure that they knew when we got the 4-hour cut that we should consider this a fucking gift and not ask about anything else.
Yeah.
They were abundantly clear about
it was like the day it released, they were like, by the way,
don't get too excited about that. They just undercut it from
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah. All right. We got to talk about this State Farm ad. I'll post a link to it in the show notes. Premise of the commercial is if you want quality insurance, you'll sign up with State Farm and be protected by someone like Batman. If not, then you could be stuck with the Bateman, aka Jason Bateman in a cape and superhero suit getting kidnapped by villains.
I loved it.
You loved it.
I loved it.
All right.
Yeah. For a commercial, that was an absolute banger.
For a commercial, that was fun. I had a couple chuckles.
I would be way more interesting. Advertising might last in a way where it's like minute and a half. We really put some serious thought into this. I was genuinely compelled by a commercial for a second.
Yeah, and they had been hinting at it. They had been hinting at it with little oh, here's a shot of the bat signal. Oh, here's a shot of Joker dancing in the street and laughing, and then there was this building up to this long ass commercial. I thought it looked cool. It great for a commercial. I'm not feeling what most people or not most. I don't know how many, but all over social media, people are demanding this guy that's playing Joker here is the DCU Joker. They're demanding the guy playing Batman is going to play DCU Batman. Y'all, we didn't get that much to be saying that shit.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit overboard.
This is like fan casting gone wild.
Yeah, just a commercial. Be all right.
Just a commercial. And, if you really look at it, it's, maybe a little less than CW level. It's just okay. Cool, really cool look for everybody.
Yeah. I was surprised they went through as much makeup as they did. But yeah, they really went for it on the costumes. They actually, bothered doing some, I know they just grabbed some of the handful of really popular villains, but it wasn't some marketing exec swipe at their half fucking McDonald's Happy Meal memory of a DC character.
Yeah.
least it was an actual joke about the Riddler, which was actually funny. What is love? Yeah, that was
okay. It's not Jeopardy.
Yeah, just kill him.
Yeah, that was funny.
A bit.
That was funny. The villains were a little over the top.
Actually, go to a podcast. Oh, that hurts. That got me.
Yeah. Just go do a podcast bait.
Yeah.
I did laugh at the part where he was like looking at the guy in the trap and going, yeah, I think this is more of a Batman thing.
Yeah. It's not a bad fucking commercial.
It's not, no.
I was pretty happy with it. Like, if I actually see that thing come on again, I probably won't. I actually won't turn it off. I'll sit there and watch probably. Surprised as anyone. I'm not going out to change my insurance company. It's not that good. But no advertising is.
Yeah. It's just like it's a weird ass commercial though.
It is. I think honestly at this point, you know how that, because like I'm not going to go change insurance company. I think at this point they just want, the next time you're like, screw whatever one I'm with, let me go look for somebody else. They just want you to think of them.
Oh yeah.
And try that first. That's it. But it depends on what you're going for. I mean, right now that emu is pretty catchy. Don't they sell insurance? I think they do.
I don't know. Who?
The Liberty Emu.
Oh, some kind of insurance. Yeah. All I know is those commercials used to delight me and now they bug me.
Which ones? The Liberty ones?
The Liberty Mutual. Yeah.
I actually did stop and I actually hit replay on an ad the other day because I ran across the recent one where they gave the emu a backstory. Came from a farm and something or other. I was like, well, that's cute. Okay. Left the farm for his big city dreams. All right. Well, that's good. That's a good job. Good job, guys.
Yeah. I've seen that one so many times.
I never ran across it.
I did chuckle at it the first time I saw it.
Honestly,
however,
if I was an ad exec and you told me that, I would think that's the highest praise I ever hoped for. Thank you. You chuckled at it one time before, after that being mad about every time you saw it. That's the most I could hope.
Yeah. Yeah. They're about 40-60 hit rate on me for right now with Liberty Mutual.
Yeah.
All right. So going to end it off on some sad news. Greg Sipes, who does the voice of Beast Boy on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go and Young Justice, says, a little update. I've healed myself from skin cancer, COVID, heavy metal poisoning, chronic disease in the bones, and now I got diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's disease, which I'm going to beat too. You're going to be able to come with me on this healing journey and rejoice and learn a bunch. Adios and see you soon. So, of course, best vibes and thoughts and prayers and all that pushed forward to Greg, everyone.
Sure. He sounds resilient. As that sentence played out, I realized that was all in sequence rather than all at once. But for a second, it sounded like he was hospitalized for all those at once. I was thinking, dear God.
Yeah, no. I think it was a sequence.
Capital G himself tried to kill this dude.
Capital G. Yeah. Greg Berlanti?
Yeah. No, Kaufman.
Guggenheim?
Yeah.
Jeff Johns?
Right. Now we're getting into plausible.
Oh. Well, that's all I've got, man.
Well, that'll work. Happy to wrap it for a moment.
Yeah. The
Batgirl was exciting. I was wondering when that would happen. It had to happen eventually, right?
Some part of it would leak, yeah.
I am still a little bit. I do wish I could. I wish I could hear from a reliable source what the game plan was, what they thought was going to happen when you release that particular piece of footage, or if you're just like, no, this is the 43 seconds I have. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll just send it out the door.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everyone had their opinions preloaded. It didn't matter what hit the ground.
Yeah,
could have been the opening title sequence, man. Just the bat symbol. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. And what kills me is the people who are like super, super for it and want it to release, like those are the people who are going to like, if it was released, they would watch it and then be mad because there's not going to be more.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, motherfucker, you knew there was not going to be more.
Yeah.
Why would you get mad? You sat there and said, I understand there's not going to be more. I just want to see it. Okay, well, here you go. Well, no, I'm mad because there's not more.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I genuinely don't know if I would have released it either. I doubt it.
Based on what I'm seeing, I don't think I would have. I think I'm in Zaslab's camp on this one.
It would have had to be pretty incredible. And by that, I don't mean it. If it was a good movie, I think I might have still binged it. It would have to be standout incredible for me to not. Because of the dead universe theory.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's not even a theory, man.
Well, yeah.
It's not even a theory.
The dead theory or the dead universe issue.
We know it's dead. Yeah. We know Sasha Calle's not coming back as Supergirl. No. I mean, like, we know Michael Keaton's not coming back as Batman. Everything is dead.
Yeah, it's gone.
the poor quality, that was never like the most pertinent issue. Like if it had been so really good quality, they may have been like, because we heard rumors that Batman was only in it like 5 minutes or some crap. Yeah, okay, let's throw a few more million at it and really make it a thing. James, can you make it work for your universe? Okay, sounds great. But no, not from based on what we just saw.
It wasn't over the top incredible, at least.
That shit looked like State Farm had a couple million on it.
It really did. We'd like to know how much they spent on that commercial.
I kind of want to know too.
Bateman alone can't be cheap.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not that damn cheap. What are you gonna do? Bribe him with insurance,
or with a purple mattress?
Maybe. That has to be actually a hard thing. If you're in the insurance game, you can't. What am I gonna do? Insure the shit out of you if you promote my product? I can only insure you up to a point. I think it's a law after a while.
Oh,
hard to get kickback.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just have to pay the
I don't know what they.
You could probably find if he does speaker meetings. You can usually find his, speaker rate, whatever that is, somewhere. But even those are usually super expensive. Somebody might be $250,000 or something. Not $250,000, like $200,000 or something like that. But those are ridiculous. Like Will Smith before the slap kind of levels of expensive.
The slap.
I assume that affected his strike price.
Probably marginally.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I think it was. I think several things affected his price before that happened. Like he had a string of failures at the box office. He wasn't really. Your price isn't going to be that high if the latest success you've had was the Bel Air show on Peacock. Sorry, Will, nobody gives a shit anymore.
Maybe he's gonna be one of those,
including your wife, who's been cheating on you.
Yeah, he probably is one of those people though that even if he goes through a slump, there's going to be a 5th project and it'll hit just fine, and he'll be fine for another 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not saying he won't come back, and he's already bounced back to some degree. I
don't think he sweats it when he gets out of the heavy limelight for a second. Yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. Been doing this since I was fucking 11.
I'm gonna go on Graham Norton, rap with the audience, the Fresh Prince theme.
Yeah,
regenerate some goodwill.
Be back in no time.
Throw on a simple beat and go, ha ha! And everyone will go, oh yeah, there he is. We like that guy.
Can I do After Earth 2 now? No, never.
Calm down, you poor cuck bastard.
Hard times.
Sorry.
Hard times for the Smiths.
I don't think he was actually talking to Chris Rock when he said, keep my wife out of your mouth. Or keep my wife out of your mouth. Oh, you weren't talking to Chris. You weren't talking to Chris. You were talking to that other guy.
There might have been some misplaced hostility that day. Maybe that's what Denzel explained to him in the break.
Yeah, maybe. You're not mad at Chris, buddy. You're not mad at Chris. Who am I mad at? Oh, buddy.
There's a small list right now. You fucked up when Denzel has to come calm shit down for you. That's got to be that's got to just come with a level of embarrassment. Fucking Denzel had to talk some sense into me. Was he kind about it? Of course he was. It was gracious. It was even more embarrassing because of it.
It made me feel sick.
Yeah. Worst part was I feel like I disappointed him. Yeah, of course he did that too.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to call it.
Yep.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Patreon.com/DC on screen. You'll get every episode ad free. And if you invest for just $1 a month, and if you pay $5 a month, you get that plus whatever exclusives we manage to let escape to put your little Futurama spin on it. Wish us well. Yeah. Hope it's good vibes.
I'll be back in the country soon.
And until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.